let's have it right, fit, muscly young men. So that's what they are. They're not old men on walking sticks who's got injuries. They're not women. They're not women who are struggling to feed the family. They're not kids with mums. These are men, probably sent through our back door by NATO, with NATO having bigger plans on what they want to do in the world. Not all of them men, but there'll be a large portion of them men who are ready for war. They'll probably change into a uniform and be patrolling the streets for NATO in a year or two down the line, because they want to implement a new order, a new way of living, a new way of treating us. When our policemen, homegrown policemen, firefighters, cadets, army personnel, realise what's going on, they'll probably put down the uniforms and stand with the people of the country. To get past that, they need someone else to patrol the streets and control the order that they're trying to place upon us. And this isn't conspiracy. This is if you sit back and understand what's going on right around the world right now, and you can blame America for it. This is where it's all stemming from. When you hear of NATO and NATO this and NATO, it's basically America bullying countries to join NATO, and if they don't, they get targeted, just like Iraq, just like Syria, just like Somalia, all them places that get pushed into the sand, if you like, is because they don't conform to what the Americans want them to conform to. And that's what you're seeing in a bigger picture, people. Whether you like it or not. So let's move it along. And when you've got people in your communities that's coming across as if they're on board when really they're there to divide, you've had individuals, they call themselves public speakers, when in reality they've been getting funded by a sick movement for years. I'll call them Israelites. Guy working in Liverpool lost his job, couldn't pay his rent, evicted a week later, on the streets today. And there's loads of them, Flamingo. Half are saying 100%. Why does the media not report on our women and children getting attacked on a daily basis? Because they're told not to. And what you've got to understand about certain media outlets, they're basically, they earn a lot of money off the government for doing and speaking what the government want them to speak about. And it's not just one media outlet, it's the majority. You've got some so-called media outlets on YouTube. You've got News Great Britain, where you've got Nick Farage and individuals like that sitting there doing their bit. So anyway, that's what it is. Don't be hating on me for what I'm saying, people. I'm just giving you an honest opinion. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Not really ours, to be honest. They are ungrateful. They just want and want. They make no effort to integrate. Even if that's hope you could. Now, don't be stereotyping. Don't be generalising a whole population of immigrants, because they're not all the same. They're not all the same, people. Do you understand what I'm saying? There is immigrants that do come into the country with identification. They do get vetted and they are allowed to remain here. Especially a few years ago when the country was part of the European Union. When you become part of the European Union, it's like one place. You could go to anywhere in the European Union and settle. Hence why the country's got a lot of Polish people living in the country. They came in, they vetted, they settled into our communities, they embraced the culture, and they all work their asses off to give their family a better way of living. They're respectful to our cultures and our values. Do you understand? That's vetted immigration. That's the immigration the majority of us don't really care about. We embrace that type of immigration. But if you're sitting there saying, oh, these are just immigrants that they're fleeing war-torn countries and so on and so forth, are they? If they are doing that, why aren't they stopping at the other 4 countries before they get to us? Why are they bypassing all these countries that are a part of NATO to get to us? Why are they all landing in France, which is, you know, it's had its uproar. You don't see it on the news. Look at Holland, look at Germany. Look what Merkel done 3 years ago by just opening the gates and letting 1 million immigrants flow into that country. Have you seen the state of it now? Have you seen the homegrown Germans protesting on a regular basis? Have you seen how many homegrown Germans are placed in jail because they're protesting about what's going on in their country due to the influx of immigrants, majority of which wasn't vetted? You know, you've got to look at the bigger picture of what's going on here, people. I had Polish neighbours and they were the best neighbours I have ever had. We had Polish on our estate and they were boss. Little Petra. And even when you're in the prison system and you've got these Polish lads who have started participating in crime and they go into jail, the boss, their attitude's boss. Yeah, the criminals, but the majority of the kids that are on our estates end up to be criminals, don't they? Not condoning criminality, but you know what I'm saying. Got David McKay, put our navy round coast, send the dinghies back, simple. Positive immigration is about building the economy like Liverpool's Chinese community. Damn right, lad. Damn right. Miss Perfect, there's some documented culture that's arrived and despises ours, yet they come here. Why? But anyway, we're not here to speak about immigration all night. You know, you've asked me opinion on it. It's changed the subject, people. If you want to, obviously the show's yours, isn't it? I'm just a presenter. So whatever you want to speak about, you speak about. But I can't give you any more of an opinion than what I did 10 minutes ago. When I give you the analogy of the bucket, I think that explained exactly everything you need to know about this immigration crisis. We haven't, because it's a crisis, isn't it? Let's have it right, it's a crisis. And basically, look at it this way. We had the lockdown. We come out the lockdown, and then we have this. It's very confusing, isn't it? It's 2-1 for United, people, if you want to know. It's very confusing, isn't it? And what you do in a big plan is you sow seeds of confusion. And when everyone's confused, then you attack. Do you understand what I'm saying? But let's have it right, people. You've got the working class, and then you've got the lower class. I come from the lower class, but there's a large proportion of individuals that are in the working class in this country. They're that caught up in the work commitments and what they've got to do to feed the children through work, they don't really realise what's really happening in the outside world. The only people that are really, really, really going to stand up and be counted the way it needs to be are the people on the benefit system, are the poor families in the communities, the ones on the council estates that are being neglected the most, if you like. So, what did he do? They start being kind to the lower class. Anyone that's on universal credit is all of a sudden getting handouts, is all of a sudden getting a few £100 on top of the benefits each month, is all of a sudden being allowed to apply for this and apply for that and apply for this. And people on the benefit system are going, oh, this is good. When really it's just to keep you quiet, just to keep you like the rest of the society. The ones that are working and not so happy, but they've got to continue working and focus on the job so they can continue living the life that they've created for themselves. The people on the benefit system get really upset very fast. So they've got to keep you happy. And that's the way they were doing it. They put it all down to lockdown. We're going to help you with this. We're going to help you with that. We're going to help you with your bills, with the energy. But in reality, it's to just keep you there, flowing the way you want, under control.